What up? What up? It's your boy Corey here, entrepreneur, business owner, motivational speaker. You guys have seen me before, been around for a while. I just wanted to bring something to your attention, right? Like a lot of people ask me about starting a business, or they want to start a business, but they really don't understand the concept of actually starting a business, right? So the reason you're probably watching this is because you're thinking about starting a business, or you want to own a business. And I'm gonna be honest with you, owning a business is not easy. You have to deal with customers, marketing. Like if you don't got sales, you got to figure out what's going on with sales. Like you have to be so many different people when you run a business. Like it's not even funny, right? And so a lot of people are under the impression that I'll just start a business and I'll be rich or I'll make a lot of money. And it's really not like that. So if you want to start a business, right, I suggest you ask yourself this question, what is your overall goal for starting your business? And it's got to be something more than money, right? It's got to be something more than just money, because there's an abundant supply of money. Anybody can go get money, right? But you have to figure out, how do you acquire and obtain this money from other people by offering, a service or a product, right? So it's a process. You got to figure out, okay, if I have this product, how do I get it to this customer, and this customer then exchanges money to me, right? So that's the process that you have to figure out when you want to start a business, right? And so a lot of people don't understand it's a lot that goes on to actually running a business, right? So let me go ahead and get started. The question is, why do you want to start a business, right? And when I first started my company, right, I started just because I wanted to make money, right? So I own an inflatable bounce house company, and I just wanted to start a business because I wanted to make money, right? So I figured that I would buy me one unit, right, rent it out, and I would just make money, right? So I started doing this, and as I got more involved into it, I realized that it was more than just making the money. It was about having satisfied customers, right? And so people don't realize, like, if you don't got satisfied customers, you ain't got business, right? So if any of you guys work for like a call center, a grocery store, any of these places, right, you've probably seen like angry customers as you work with customers, right? You got angry customers, right? So a lot of angry customers is bad for business, right? But if you're a giant, you got a few angry customers, it's not really, it's not really pressure, right? But if you small and you got a few angry customers, like that's gonna make a big difference. That can make or break you, right? So any angry customer we get, I make it my duty to make sure that we get them back in order, and we get on their good side, right? Because that's what it's all about. It's about making sure you got good customer relations, right? So again, like I don't know what would be your reason for wanting to start a business, right? I don't know if you want financial freedom. I don't know if you just want money, right? I don't know if you just want to stop working your job. But I know me personally, my goal is just to build cash flow, right? And I'm gonna explain positive cash flow to you guys here in just a second, okay? So check this out, right? What is your reasoning for wanting to start a business? And I honestly believe everybody should start and own a business. However, business owning and being a business owner is just not cut out for everybody, because there's so much involved into it, right? So my reason for owning a business is I want to generate that cash flow, right? And I also want to be able to leave something for my family when it's my time to go, right? So working a job, you're not ever going to be able to leave your family nothing, because you're talking about 401k, right? You got a 401k plan, but at the end of the day, if you hit the grave before you get to use up your 401k plan, like you don't even get to touch it. That goes to somebody else, Uncle Sam getting that, or however you got that set up, right? So it was brought to my attention that you could go away from this earth before your 401k plan runs out. So why would you spend all of your time? That's like a long-term horrible investment, right? It's horrible because you're only making like, I don't even know the percentage per year that you're making on that, right? But after taxes and everything is said and done, like it's not really a smart way to live if you really want to make money and own a business, right? So, for tax purposes, it's great. Now, I'm not the financial advisor, so I can't give you like financial advice. But when I look at the numbers, right, if I run a business, I can make 1,000% back on my money versus putting my money in the bank and making like 2%, right? That's when I look at the numbers, that's smart, right? So, my goal, honestly, with financial freedom is just to start businesses, build positive cash flow, purchase assets, things that bring and generate money, right? So let me just break down my business to you real quick, okay? So I got an inflatable bounce house company. We rent inflatables, tables and chairs, and a few other items, right? So with these items, what happens is I'll forever own them because I'm the owner of the company, right? So I own these items, right? So whenever, we get a rental, all that money comes to me, right? It comes to me. It don't go to nobody else because I'm the sole owner of the company, right? All my products paid for, like everything I own. So the company owns it, right? If I wanted to sell that company, I could sell it, right? If I wanted to pass it down to my son, I could pass it down to my son, right? So again, like I own that, so I can do whatever I want with it, right? Now, let me just give you guys an example for someone who works at a job, right? And this is where the disconnect comes in, right? So if you work a job, you can only work 40 hours a week, right? And you can ask your manager for a raise if you want to, but I doubt, if you ain't putting in the work, they're going to give you a raise, right? So again, 40 hours a week, and you making, I don't know how much you be making an hour, but whatever the hourly rate is, right? You can't make more than that because they already like, nah, you ain't getting no overtime, right? So I just give you an example. Let's say I rented out 40 bounce houses in 1 week, right? I don't even know if that's achievable right now for me, but let's just say I rented out 40 bounce houses in 1 week, right? Right. So I just like I don't even know, like 100 times what you did in 1 week, right? I did that and I didn't even have to do all the work, right? So I'm renting out bounce houses, right? And I rented out 40 bounce houses and you worked 40 hours a week, right? So you made, I don't know what, 1,000, and I just probably made like 5 to 10 grand and, renting 40 bounce houses. So you got to get into the mindset of, okay, what service or what product can I offer over and over and over again? And, how can I make money off of this product? And that's where you got to go, right? So, just think about that when you want to start a business. Like, what is a product? What is a service that you can offer over and over and over again, right? So to the point where if you were to offer that service 40 times in a week, right, you could clearly see the difference, right? Like if you offer a product for $100 and you did it 40 times, that, I don't know what that's, $4,000, right? Something like that, right? So then you can clearly see the difference, right? So once you get a business started, the next thing you have to do is, right, you have to put the business on autopilot or hire people so you can do more business, because you only get 24 hours in a day and there's not just but so much you can do, right? So again, when you start a business, just remember, you don't want to be the one doing everything. You want to outsource and you want to, kick out tasks to people so they can knock it out for you so you can do more business, right? Don't get stuck in the position of, oh, I can do this, I can do that, I can do this myself, or I can do that, right? Because then you start to bottleneck your company, because everybody's dependent upon you to do everything, right? So if it's something that you can't do, or it's an easy task, like answering phones or responding to emails, like you need to pass that on so you can focus on collecting more business. That's what you need to focus on, right? So the second thing is here, when you start a business, I'm be real with you. Are you willing to work? Like, are you willing to come home after you get off your 8-hour shift, spend a little time with the family and then get right back to work? Like, are you willing to wake up early in the morning? Like, are you willing to sacrifice fun and hanging out with friends and family to actually build a business, right? It takes a lot of sacrifice. It takes a lot of sacrifice, right? And the people you're with, are they on your team? Are they with you or against you, right? I put it like this. If I'm starting a business or I'm doing a business venture, there's two types of people I look at when I'm operating a business, right? Either you're going to help me, right? Either you helping me, achieve my goals and my dreams, or you get out my way because I don't need you. Like, I don't need you telling me what I can't do. I don't need you telling me I can't do this or I can't do that, right? You just get out my way. Like, don't stand in my way when I'm trying to do something, right? I'm starting a business. I'm operating a business. I got my goal in mind, right? I want my business to flourish. So don't, either you helping me or you get out my face, right? Like, it's just straight like that. Like, don't come in my face talking about what I can or what I can't do, especially if you ain't putting up the money, especially when you putting up the money to help me, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you ain't putting up money to help me invest, or you putting up money, to do whatever, or you ain't even, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't come at me like that, right? So again, what are you willing to, disappointment is going to come, right? Failure is going to come, right? All these bad things are to come with business, but are you willing to stick it out and see the goal all the way through? Like, are you willing to do that? And that's a part of business. That's a part of, when it comes to running a business, like, that's a part of business, right? The failure. So I'm going to actually go over, I'm going to do a series here. So I'm going to talk to you guys about how to start a business. What's the proper way to actually, go about starting a business, what you should be looking at and things you should be thinking about when you're actually starting a business, right? So I'm gonna give you guys just an example of one of the businesses I started back in the day was a cell phone repair business, right? And so, of course, that business was dependent upon me actually fixing phones. So, I tested the water before I actually got started. So, I figured out how to fix, screens on phones and, a couple of other components, right? So what I did was, I tested it out. I would buy parts off eBay, put an ad up on Craigslist and be like, hey, I fix phones, blah, 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 whatever the case is. And somebody hit me up and like, yeah, I need my phone, I need my phone fixed, right? So first of all, you got to come up with a problem that you're going to solve before you get into business. Like, you got to make sure that whatever it is that you're about to do, you're going to solve a problem that people are willing to pay for, right? So just like my example with a cell phone screen, like when a cell phone screen cracks, that's like the worst thing in the world. Like, I got to get my phone fixed, right? Or just like my company with the bounce houses, right? Kids need something to do at their party, and parents are kind of struggling, like they don't know what to do. So they call my company up and we rent them a bounce house. So I've just helped them solve a major problem, right? Because you don't want, kids just running around your house, all wild without nothing to do. So I'm offering a solution and I'm solving a problem, right? Just like somebody who cleans carpets, right? They're offering a service, right? Somebody needs their carpets cleaned. Why? Because they about to leave that apartment and they want to get their deposit back, right? Or somebody just don't like nasty floors, so they're gonna pay for that extra service, right? So you got to be solving a problem when you think about, business. Now, if it's something that's creative, like I don't even know, I can't think of nothing creative off the top of my head. But if you're trying to create, I don't know, air or something, I don't know, right? Like, it's got to be something that's going to solve a problem. So if you're creating air, you better make sure that, somebody really, really needs that air that you're creating, because we already got free air. You know what I'm saying? Like, God's blessed us with air. So you better make sure that whatever you're offering, right, it's got to be something that people are willing to pay for. Okay. So when you start a business, just start thinking about, okay, am I solving a problem? What type of problem am I solving? Are people willing to pay for me to help resolve this problem, right? You think about music, right? You helping somebody relax. When you make music, if you're an artist, you make music, right? You help people relax. So some people are willing to pay for music, right? So movies and entertainment, like people make movies, right? So they know you're going to buy it because people want some entertainment in their life. They're tired of, working and being serious all day long, right? So you got to come up with those ideas as far as, if I'm offering this, are people willing to pay for it, right? So let me go ahead and get started. I'm going to just knock out 3 today. So number 1 is, like, you got to have a business plan, and the business plan actually has a start in your head. Like, it can't just start, just something that you just threw out there. Like, you got to actually sit and kind of think about it before you put it on paper, right? So quickly, if I ever have a business idea or something comes in my head, I kind of process it through. I say, okay, what is it that the customer is getting from me, right? Is it profitable? And can I offer the customer the best, the best price, the lowest price, and can I give them the best service, all for the price that they're going to pay, right? So, again, like with my bounce house company, right? I searched the market. I found out how much, what's the highest amount people were paying for rentals. I found out what's the lowest price, customers were paying for rentals by calling and, researching other companies, right? And so then I realized that I had an advantage because I could put in not the lowest price point, but just a little bit above the lowest price point, right? And then I marketed that price as if it was the lowest price in town, right? But not only that, my customer service department, my assistants that take customer phone calls from me, they're awesome. So now you're not only getting the lowest price, but you're getting amazing customer service. Like, we always respond back to emails, Facebook messages, anything that any avenue that you try to reach us, like, we're responding back to you because we want your business, right? So I'm not taking a chance. I'm not taking 1 second to not respond to you if you reached out to us, right? So even when I'm away and busy, right, I'm the owner of the company, but we're still responding to you because we want your business, right? So, when you got to think things through like that, because it's competitive out there. Like, people want your like the business that you're going after, people are going after it, and you have to outwork them to get that business, right? So when you write up your business plan, just kind of know, which way you want to go with your business and how you want things to flow. Okay. Number 2 is, are you going to be offering a product? Or are you going to be offering a service? Right? Is a product in demand? Is your service in demand? Right? So we're technically, my company offers a service, but we do offer a product as well. So we rent out a product and our services to the customers. So when we come out, we deliver, we set up, and we come back and take it down. So we service the customer by bringing the product out. So we have a good product and we're offering good customer service at the same time, right? So when you decide to start your business, I need you to figure out, okay, what service am I offering? Can I offer the best service possible? What price point can I offer this service at, so that the customer will enjoy the cost and not feel like they're getting beat over the head or, paying such a low price that they're going to feel like the service is, garbage, right? So that's what you have, kind of have to think about, when you want to start a business. All right. The third one, and this is the last one because I'm doing a series, so I can't give you guys everything tonight, right? I actually ran over my time. I was only supposed to be up here for 10 minutes. I guess I get to talking. So the third thing I need you to do is I need you to test your product, right? So after you kind of get the business plan in your head, right? You don't have to write it down on paper just yet, but you can start jotting down some ideas and some thoughts and some things, right? Because we don't want to go all the way in with the business plan, right? Until we do this third one. So we need to know kind of what you're gonna do, right? Start your business plan, kind of flow it out, like how you want your business to be set up, right? Products, so you can be offering products or services, right? Or you're gonna be doing a combination of both, right? And then number 3 is what I need you to do. I need you to test your product, right? Every business I do, whatever I do, I always test it before I get started. So let me give you guys an example. Before I purchased my bounce house, I was on Craigslist. I would just put up some phony ads just to see if I could get some hits and actually talk to some customers, right? So once I put up my phony ad and I started getting a few hits here and there, I was like, okay, good, we golden. So now I know that I can actually purchase this thing and probably make some money off of it, right? So if you got a digital product or you got something that you want to test or, whatever the case is, like you got to put it out there a little bit just to see if people are biting on it. And let me give you guys one tip, and don't ever, I'm not telling you not to ever do this, but I would prefer you do this last, right? Like your family members, don't market to your family members because they're not the ones that's going to give you the honest, pure honest feedback that you need, right? If you starting a business, I want you to go out to random people, right? Because these random people, they don't care about you. Honestly, they don't care about you, and they're going to give you their honest feedback. Your family members want to see you succeed, right? So even if the idea sounds stupid or even if the idea is garbage, right, they still going to be like, oh, okay, well, it sounds good. They're gonna feed into it, right? I call it hollow advice or hollow praise, right? Because like a hollow tree, like outside it look good, but on the inside it ain't nothing. That's kind of how it is when people give you, hollow praise, right? On the outside the praise look good, but on the inside they ain't really got nothing to say, or probably nothing positive to say, because they thinking you trying to do something different, or whatever the case is, right? So those are my 3 things for you guys, okay? So I need you to kind of get the idea in your head of what you want to do. Right? And then once you get the idea and how you want your business to flow and how you want your business to be set up, the next thing I need you to do is figure out if you're going to be offering a service or a product and how can you offer that product at the best price possible, right? How can you offer that product at the price that's going to attract customers? If you're offering luxury service or luxury products, are your prices going to match with your customer service and the quality of your product? If not, you might want to, consider bringing your prices lower so you can get in customers. My business model, what I love is I love quantity over quality, right? Now I love quality products, but if I can get a large amount of products shipped out at a lower price, then so be it. But I'm gonna make a lot of money, right? And the third one is I need you to test out that product or service before you actually, get full blown into it. Because most people start making false assumptions that they're gonna make all this money, but when they actually start marketing the product, they see maybe it's not as hot as they thought it was, or if it is, it's gonna take a little while to actually, get to that point of hotness or whatever you want to call it, right? So again, it's your boy Corey, motivational speaker, entrepreneur, problem solver, business owner. If you guys want to start a business, feel free to hit me up on my website. It's CoreyJeffries.com. You can email me at info@CoreyJeffries.com. I have a few classes and courses that you can join up on. I just walk you through the whole process of starting a business. I've started many businesses and failed, but this one business I got my company, and I'm working on a few other ventures right now as we speak. But definitely my bounce house business right now was kind of my bread and butter. Right, we renting out. I got a team. I got a superior team of people that work with me, and we knocking it out. We rocking out this year. So again, it's your boy Corey. If you want to start a business, if you need help starting a business, know somebody that needs help starting a business. If you need me to come speak at a family function because you want to start a business with your family, but you don't think they'll listen to you, give me a call. I'll come pay you a visit. and I help you guys get it all together, because it's nothing more important than your family building something together, so that at the end of the day you guys have something to depend on versus jobs, right? Nobody really likes working a job, right? And so even for my bounce house company, right? My inflatable rental company, all my people are contractors. They own their own companies, right? So the people I hire, the people that work for me, right? They all own their own, virtual assistant company, or their own moving service, their own, what is the word I'm looking for? Their own media company, right? So all these people, they work for themselves, right? And I like working with people like that, because they're not in it for just a paycheck, right? They're not in it for just a paycheck. They in it because they understand customer satisfaction and customer loyalty, right? So I work with people like that because they understand the overall goal and they see the vision, right? I can't work with somebody who just coming to work just for a paycheck. They just want a paycheck. They just want a paycheck and they want to go home. They don't care about the customers. So I like working with those people who own their own companies, because now we all on the same page, right? So again, I gave you those 3 things. Get the business idea in your head. Just get it flowing. Okay. Next thing you want to know is, are you offering a product or a service, right? And can you make your prices competitive in your market, right? If you're offering luxury products, where your price is going to be at. Do some research, okay? The third one is, I need you to test your product or your service, right? Just get it out there, see how people get a feel for it, and then you just kind of, get started from there. And I think those are the 3, basic starting points to actually starting a business, right? Besides figuring out why you actually want to start a business, right? I want to be on autopilot. And I think everybody else should feel the same way when you want to start your business, because you don't really want to work for somebody for the rest of your life, do you? They're paying you pennies on the dollars while they raking in the bacon, right? They raking in all the money, and then you just sitting there collecting pennies on the dollar, and you wonder why the owners, or the admin team is going on these fancy trips, and you just sitting in the cubicle man, I don't know what I'm gonna do today, right? So again, it's your boy Corey. I'm out of here this time. If you guys want to contact me, go to my website, CoreyJeffries.com. You can go to the contact page. You can email me at info@CoreyJeffries.com. Again, I'm here to help you guys. I foresee that you can do it. Honestly, you can do it. Don't let nobody tell you can't, because you can, right? The only reason they're telling you that you can't is because they either don't know or they're scared to even attempt, right? They're scared to attempt it. So again, I'm out of here. I'll holler at you guys soon. I don't even have a date. It's so unorganized, right? So again, I'm going to get back to you guys here shortly. Just stay tuned. Check me out. Sign up for my newsletter. It's down here at the bottom. Stay tuned.